upgraded in any way. Odyssey was holding her right shoulder.
After years of waiting, the Indiana Fever finally won a playoff game. However, it was the WNBA's job to turn what ought to have been pure happiness into yet another disaster. Unbelievably, the story shifted from headlines about Kelsey Mitchell and Aliyah Boston's valiant actions or Lexie Hull's game-winning steal to one concerning Sophie Cunningham and a security officer employed by the league. Sophie wasn't racing onto the court or causing trouble because she was wearing a heavy leg brace and wasn't even close to being game ready. As though Sophie had just hurried to the floor in the middle of a fight, a security guard chose to act like sheriff and yell at her. We'll analyze this occurrence in this video and show what Sophie said that made others take notice. But first, is Sophie being singled out in your opinion? Tell us in the comments section below.
Oh, Sophie, you're like that? Yeah, Chloe, she's like that. She's like that. She ain't moving. Oh, and then she puts her hands on the hip. Let me talk to your manager. Oh, shit. All right, Sophie, say no more. Say no more. Now, when your teammate gets injured, you're allowed to hop on the court and just to see if your teammate's doing good. So, injured, healthy. So, Chloe, Sophie, they had every right to be on the court over here.
This is the query that everyone is currently posing. Was this only an ignorant outburst from a single overly eager rent-a-cop? Or did they target specific players who didn't fit their preferred narrative as part of a wider, more problematic pattern already observed in the WNBA? Given the past, it's difficult to deny that Sophie was singled out on purpose. Her composed yet assertive response demonstrated that she wasn't going to be intimidated by a glorified hall monitor. The atmosphere ought to have been one of joy. The Fever had pulled off a thrilling playoff victory despite losing Caitlin Clark in half of their rotation, which also included Ari McDonald, Sydney Colson, Chloe BBY, Dyrus Dantas, and Sophie herself. The audience was standing up. Everyone should have been enjoying the postseason excitement as the squad was pumped. Instead, we saw the bizarre picture of Sophie standing in her brace at midcourt before league security came charging at her. No scuffle, no infraction, no reason for hostility. But all of a sudden, she was viewed as a threat.
Why in the F is that security guard all up on Sophie Cunningham? And look, I think there is a reason she got up in Sophie's face. And I don't think there was any need to sort of bow up to Sophie like that. I don't think, and to Sophie's credit, she did not back down at all.
Consider the optics in this situation. A security guy who appeared intent on intensifying what should have been nothing was leaning on Sophie Cunningham, who was obviously hurt and unable to run if she so desired. It was flawlessly captured by the camera. Sophie's face shifts from perplexed to irritated to the recognizable Cunningham scowl that fans are all too familiar with. That is the expression of someone who is asking, "Really? You're doing this at the moment?" She had every right to give it, to be honest. Almost immediately, the incident went viral on social media. In a matter of minutes, videos of Sophie's confrontation were widely circulated. And the response was one of indignation. Fans were able to observe firsthand how unnecessary the entire situation was, not because Sophie overreacted. Enforcement wasn't involved. It was harassment. Additionally, it directly contributes to the annoying story that Sophie has been following throughout her career. She is consistently portrayed as the antagonist.
So Odyssey Sims goes down hard. And Sophie Cunningham, Caitlin Clark, Chloe Bibby are waiting for her at half court. And the cop tries to get Sophie Cunningham to move. Sophie Cunningham was like, "You're not going to get me to move. I'm waiting for Odyssey." And you could see during the review, look at Sophie Cunningham clapping, not moving, waiting for her teammate. That's the Fever for you.
Why? Due to Sophie's noncompliance with the WNBA party line. She speaks up. She questions narratives. She is self-assured, unrepentant, and won't back down just because others want her to. And as a result, she has received different treatment from media outlets, opposing supporters, and now it seems, the league's own employees. This is the same Sophie Cunningham who frequently makes headlines on Twitter, has one of the loudest fan bases in women's basketball, and whose videos receive a lot of clicks. She is a good businesswoman. The WNBA, meanwhile, seemed determined to make her a problem rather than accept her. YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter were inundated with comments. Others simply stated, Sophie gets treated this way because she doesn't match the league's preferred image. Others drew attention to the discriminatory racial and cultural norms at work. The story would have been reversed if Sophie had been replaced by Angel Ree or Paige Beckers. Examine their leadership and passion. But all of a sudden, Sophie Cunningham, wearing a leg brace, is the issue. The league was informed by the fans that they weren't buying it. Within hours, hashtags like Free Sophie and WNBA Exposed became popular.
Folks, I didn't realize how much fun I would have watching these people break down. It's a meltdown. It's a meltdown on Twitter today. It's embarrassing to a certain extent. Not for me, for them. And then we got the Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever getting booed as they're getting off their court.
The worst part is still to come. Sophie didn't even get more heated. She refused to back down. She didn't back down, but she also didn't blow up. She simply glared, stood her ground, and resisted being harassed. To put it another way, she was more professional than the security man who started the altercation. And for that reason, the video became viral. She didn't start the drama. The league was the source of the drama. Let's make some connections now. Similar things have happened before. Recall the moment when security had to intervene because the referees were uneasy with Dane Carrington. The league moved quickly to protect Carrington. Everyone characterized it as unfair treatment, and the Players Association came together in support of her. So why was there no sound on the radio when Sophie experienced the same thing? Why is the league leadership remaining silent when only fans are pointing out the unfairness?
Check this out right here. Yeah, you see this guy right here? Right in this Gentile area? You see this guy? The ref asked this dude to step out here. All right? Now, Cheryl Swoops wants this referee fired. She wants him fired. Look, he felt something. He felt something was amiss. Of course, Cheryl Swoops is defending Dejanay Carrington.